Hello everyone, Beauty by Arlisha here with another video. So, I haven't been around in forever, and that is simply because I will reveal that. You probably saw a little bit of it right here, but I will reveal to you why. Pretty much, my last video, I was coming to you guys and I was going to begin my weight loss journey. But there was a bump in the road because in February I found out I was actually pregnant. And today is October the 27th. And I am 3 weeks postpartum. On October 4th, I was blessed to give birth to this little guy. Say hello. I'm sure the light's bright. I'm sorry, baby. To this little guy. This is my fourth beautiful blessing. His name is Devin. And yeah, and if you want to keep watching this video, please just keep on watching. Alright, so the reason why I really wanted to make this video is because I don't really see a lot of people talking about postpartum depression while they're actually going through it, which is what I am currently going through. I mean, a lot of people get on here and make it seem like, oh, it's no big deal. Some, not all. I have seen some. It's no big deal, or they really just don't go in depth of how ugly and how vile this really is. They may, I'm trying to say it without being rude, but they dumb it down. Some of them. I have seen some very in-depth videos of people really seriously going through, but I just wanted to come through here and make a video of my own personal experience in hopes that I could probably help somebody else get through it, or we could help each other through it, because I'm actually on a scale of 0 to 100, I'm probably at a 58% of actually getting through it on my own. So like I said, I'm just hoping that my story could really help somebody else in the long run, or even right now, because there's antepartum depression, which is depression that you go through while you're pregnant. I had a little stint of that. There's the postpartum part. There's even postpartum psychosis, which thank God I'm not there. But there are people that are actually dealing with this, and this is real life, and I just want to talk about it and just help somebody. So yeah. So this has been really tough for me because I have 3 other children. I have a 3-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 5-year-old. So imagine dealing with that and all the stress that comes with that, and then adding a newborn to it. Then on top of that, you come home and you're still in pain. I'm going to explain everything that I went through. You're still in pain, and you really feel like you're alone and you don't have the support that you really need. I am married, but my husband did not at the time. He did not really understand what I was going through. So he was thinking that I was just crazy, or it was just all in my head. So until I actually really explained it to him and made him understand, like, babe, I really need your support right now. More than anything, that's what I need. So he understands it a lot more now than he did when it first started to happen. So, a support system, my gosh, that's going to make or break you, to be honest. A support system is most definitely needed. You cannot get through this without a positive environment and a positive support system really being there to help you along the way, because it's going to be tough. And it has been tough. It's still tough for me. And pretty much I'm going to go ahead and start from the beginning of everything that I went through the morning of the 4th. Whew. I hope y'all ready for this, because this is a story and a half. So rewind to the morning of October the 4th, 2017, which was supposed to be my last prenatal visit until my actual delivery date. My actual delivery date was supposed to be October the 13th at 9 a.m. I was supposed to be scheduled to have my C-section to deliver my son. So this pregnancy has been very difficult for me. I've been dealing with stress. I've been dealing with protein in my urine, which is preeclampsia. I've been dealing with high blood pressure. I had to take an Aldiment. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it, but methodopa. Yeah, so it's not that hard. I was prescribed methodopa, which is an Aldiment or a blood pressure pill that is safe to take during pregnancy, because my blood pressure was through the roof. So I was dealing with that and swelling, and oh my gosh, I was going through it. This was what that was the worst pregnancy that I've had. Like, my two oldest sons, they were a breeze. I never went through anything. With my daughter, here and there, I was in the hospital a lot, dealing with different things and bleeding and everything. But this was by far the worst pregnancy on me. And I'm like, my weight was also a factor, which made it difficult. And then on top of that, all the other stuff that was all on me. So I'm like, Jesus, please ease up a little bit. Give me some patience, give me some strength, some extra push from somewhere, because this is just not it. But thank God I got through it. And yeah. So like I said, the morning of the 4th, that was supposed to be the last prenatal visit before my delivery. I was supposed to meet with the doctor that was going to perform my C-section and talk about whatever I had questions or whatever he had to tell me. We were just supposed to meet, check my baby, find the heartbeat and all that. But I had an instance where I had injured myself at work. I had fell. So I've actually been a stay-at-home mom since July. And I've had to get on the NST monitor for the last few weeks. So that was the last NST test to make sure baby was okay, to make sure I was okay and everything. So I'm on the NST monitor, and the doctor comes in. Number one, they would always have a hard time finding my baby's heartbeat, because wherever they would put the monitor, he would kick him or he would move. So they could not get a steady strip on the monitor to make sure that he was actually okay, that his movements were pretty much in line with his heartbeat or heart rate. So the doctor comes in after they get a good read on him, and he's like, did you do your 24-hour urine? If you're not familiar with that, the 24-hour urine, they give you a big jug and like a hat that you put on your toilet that you're supposed to urinate in. You're supposed to collect your urine for 24 hours, put it in the fridge or whatever to keep it cold, and take it to the doctor the next day. I did that about 3 times during my entire pregnancy. So I took it back that Friday, which was the 29th of September. And this is the morning of the 4th. So the doctor is like, I don't like how much protein was in your urine, and I do not like the way your blood pressure is looking. So I was 37 weeks, 5 days. So he was like, have you eaten anything this morning? My crazy butt, I had half a bagel and some tea that morning. So I told him, yeah, that's what I had. Well, you're not going to have him on the 13th. You're going to have him sooner than that. So I'm like, what? What are you talking about? I need you to get to labor and delivery now. So, yeah. Thank goodness my bags were packed. I just did not have them in the car. So after I left the doctor, I went to my mother's to let her know, came home, woke my husband up to let him know it's time. So by then, we're all getting everything together, getting the car packed, and we're getting me to labor and delivery. So because of what I ate that morning, I had to wait a while until I guess it had passed, or it was like kind of digested and out of my system. So I had my son around like 6:15 that evening. Went to recovery after that. Well, I'm skipping major parts because Lord Jesus, that was the worst C-section ever. So I'm in the OR at this point. And of course, when you get a C-section, you have to have a spinal tap. So, I don't even want to talk about this because it was bad. But you have to have a spinal tap. I had the spinal tap, and they had to prick me about 2 or 3 times. And I guess they were getting in the wrong place because I felt the worst pain on my my right side, and it would just make my leg jerk, and it was just like a shock or something. I don't know what they were hitting. I don't know what they did wrong, but that junk hurt. And they finally got it in place and laid me on the table, and I was immediately numb. So I had a big old belly, so they had to tape my stomach up and everything to make the incision and all. So by this point, my husband is sitting at my head and talking to me and everything, and I'm nice and calm. And I start to feel this crazy pressure. And I'm like, I felt the pressure before, but this pressure was like not regular pressure. I don't know what they were doing. Like literally, I felt like somebody was standing on my stomach trying to push my son out. My husband was like, pretty much, he was on the table like pressing your stomach really hard, trying to get our son out. And I'm like, I felt every bit of that. Then here comes the worst part. After they finally get my son out, they put him over the shield thing that they put across you so I could see him. I'm crying and emotional because I hear his cry and everything. So they're cleaning him up and all, and my husband is still sitting at my head. And I actually opted to get my tubes tied as well, with the procedure, because this is our fourth child. So I'm like, I'm 31, my husband is 39. We have a 21-year-old daughter and a grandson, plus 4 more children. I'm like, we done. We're done. And I'm still kind of emotional about that, but I opted to have a tubal ligation. So at this point, we smell something burning once my son is out. And my husband was like, what is that burning? And they said, we're doing a tubal ligation, which means they burned, I guess they clipped and burned my tubes. And all of a sudden, I'm wiggling my toes, and I'm like, hold up, ma'am, sir. I am not supposed to have the feeling back in my feet right now. I am not supposed to be able to feel what you are doing right now. So at this point, I'm like screaming and crying on the table because what they're doing, I'm starting to feel it. So I'm asking, like, what are you doing to me? What is going on? Oh, we're putting your uterus and your bowels back in. I felt every single bit of it. So as they're putting stuff back in place, I'm hollering and I'm screaming. And she said, I'm pushing. If you could stop screaming and stop pushing, bitch, you stop. You don't tell me to stop screaming and stop pushing. You're not feeling what I'm feeling right now. You just putting the stuff back inside of me, but you're not going to tell me to stop screaming. And I feel like you about to rip my stomach off and tear my insides apart. Like, what the hell you talking about? Stop screaming. I don't know. I'm not going to damn it. Stop screaming. What the hell wrong with you? Really? So, then at this point, they put like a mask on me and put like I guess it was laughing gas or something, which did absolutely nothing for me. Sure, it did take my mind off of it slightly, but I still felt the pain. And once they got the uterus and everything back into place and they started stitching me up, I felt it. Like I could tell where they were stitching, how far they had to go, where they were at. They stitched my uterus, I felt it. When they stitched my skin and my stomach back together, I felt it. And I'm like, this is pain that I would not wish on my worst enemy if I had one. So I don't wish that pain on nobody. It was bad. Like, I've never gotten the feeling back in my legs while on the freaking operating table. Yeah, it was bad. And then after I'm finally stitched up, I'm aching bad, and they give me my son and we go to the recovery for an hour. Let him latch on and everything. Everything was beautiful at that point. So then I find out, okay, you're not going to mother baby yet. You have to go back to labor and delivery because where you were pre-eclamptic, we don't want to risk you having seizures. So I had to be pumped with magnesium for 24 hours. Then it pissed me off because I still could not eat anything. And they kept bringing me this chicken broth. Don't know, I'm a big girl. I don't want no damn chicken broth. I want some food. So they kept bringing me chicken broth and nasty Jello and stuff and ice chips and water and stuff like that. Which shout out to my best friend because she did sneak me some bacon and some eggs and some home fries in the hospital. I ain't mess with the bacon because I didn't want the grease to mess up my stomach or nothing. But I did tear up them eggs and them home fries. Thank you, Mimi. I love you, sis, because you saved my life. So I'm pumped with the magnesium for 24 hours. Like I said, I had my son around like 6:15-ish. Then I had to be pumped with it all night long. And the bed was uncomfortable. I'm like sitting like this that bed just annoyed and agitated me so bad. Like, I could not even let my son latch on in that bed because it was just so freaking uncomfortable. And it was like a balloon where it would inflate and stuff. And I like to sit up so I can like comfortably let my son latch on, and the bed would only go halfway, so you're kind of laying back, kind of sitting up. So like I could not even eat food in the bed because like you're kind of laying down, you're kind of sitting up in the middle, and it's just too much. Yeah. So then on top of that, I'm not allowed to go to mother baby until 9 o'clock the next night. So finally they get me to mother baby. Finally I'm able to take a hot shower because I feel like I've just been laying in my own mess all day. And like normally my C-sections, as soon as I got the feeling back in my legs, I was up walking the hose, ready to roll, cleaning up my room, showering, freshening up and stuff, and I was good to go. But this by far was just the worst one. So I finally get to mother baby, and I'm just in excruciating pain. My stomach is tender to the touch. Getting up walking wasn't a problem, but my stomach and everything was just aching me so bad. And I stayed for 3 days and finally came home, and I'm just like, everything is beginning to agitate me. I'm not feeling like myself. I'm emotional because I'm starting to regret having a tubal. Like, yes, 4 kids is more than enough, but still, I started feeling like less than a woman. Like, being able to bear children and everything, that makes me a woman. And people are like, oh, I know God will make a way. If God wants you to have another baby, you'll have another baby. All you got to do is pray to God. And if you want another baby, you know, I get that. But still, I've done this to myself. I'm 31. I'm still young. And what if, and I'm starting to think like, I ain't going nowhere and I know my husband not going nowhere, but like, what if something didn't work out between us and he left or I left, and then I meet somebody else and that person wants a child and I'm not able to give them a child? Like, all of this crossed my mind, and it just put me in an emotional rut. Whew. And I'm trying to hold back tears right now, even thinking about it. Like, my best friend took me to a gender reveal of a mutual friend of ours over the weekend, last weekend. And I just sat there and just cried because she was having another boy. And I'm like, here I am in a room with someone. We're celebrating her gender reveal. I feel so selfish because I'm making it about me because I can no longer have children. But I mean, I couldn't help it. So I just went on and left because I didn't want to be a sourpuss or Debbie Downer and just mess up her whole shindig because I'm depressed because I did this to myself and I can't have any more children. So yeah. So I don't know what it was that came over me. Well, I do know what it is that came over me, but I was just feeling so down on myself. Everything annoyed me. I felt like my husband couldn't do anything right, but he was kind of getting on my nerves though, because I felt like he wasn't understanding. I was getting to the point where like I wanted to die. Like, I didn't want to be here. I just wanted to go away or something. I felt like everybody would be better off without me. Like, it wasn't even my newborn, because as always, all he does is sleep, just like he's doing in my arms right now. But just everything annoyed me. And I found myself taking my anger out on my husband, on my children. And I'm like, hold up, this is not me. I'm tired of yelling and screaming and just crying. And like, I couldn't do anything but sit on the edge of my bed and just rock and cry, rock and cry. And I'm like, hold on, what is going on with me? So yeah, fussing with my husband and everything, he did make me feel like I was crazy or whatever, because I had to understand that he did not understand what I was going through. So I had to check myself as best as I possibly could and lovingly go to him and like, honey, I really need your support. This is how I'm feeling. This is what I'm going through. So at that point, he still honestly did not understand it, but he could understand, like, this is not my wife. You a little thrown off. Something's going on. Like, I don't know what it is. But you need some help. So a lot of us allow people to make us feel like you crazy. It's all in your head. It's not that serious. You being a drama queen. You being dramatic. You just doing too much. You having a pity party. No, this is freaking postpartum depression. This is crazy. This is for real. I'm not having no freaking pity party. I don't have any control over my emotions and how I'm feeling right now. So I need your support, or shut up and get out my freaking face. I'm not crazy. This is something that's serious. Just like any other kind of depression, like regular people that are not with child, with not just had a child. Depression is depression, and it's serious, and it needs not to be taken lightly. Like, I'm begging for help right now. So I came on here really to just tell my story and what I'm going through. Because like I said, I can't stand people thinking that they're crazy or allow people to just plant that into their minds and they don't go out and get the help that they really need, because people are really having them feeling like, oh, this is just a pity party. Oh, get over it. No, bitch, you get over it. This is serious. Like, this is serious. And I'm like, how insensitive of you. This is not a pity party. I really seriously need help. And if you can't say anything positive, let me know I'm not alone. Let me know you care and I do matter or something, because I feel empty and alone right now. And this is just like, I don't want to be here. Like, literally, I never got to the point where I wanted to hurt my child, but I did get to the point where I wanted to hurt myself. I'm sitting here looking at these meds that the hospital gave me. I'm just like, I'm about to swallow all of these damn Benadryls. I'm about to swallow all these Percocets. I'm about to swallow all of them because I just want to go away right now. And somebody really making you feel like you're crazy is just not helping the case at all. It's just going to make you feel like you want to do it more. So I got tired of just sitting on the side of the bed and just crying and crying and crying and feeling like nobody cared. Thank God again for my best friend that was there for me through everything. She got me out of the house, took me out for drinks, took me out for dinner and everything. So Mimi, thank God for you, sis. I love you. But that away time from home did make me feel a lot better. No, I was not 100%, but I needed that me time, because from the time that I came home from the hospital, it was just me and my kids. And my husband works a job where he goes to work about 3:30 in the afternoon and he's not coming home till about 3-4 o'clock in the morning. So from all that time, it's just me and 4 kids by myself. So I'm cooking for them, cleaning for them. Stop this, stop that, sit down, go to bed, don't touch this, leave this alone. And I'm just like, all of that is just, it was just overwhelming to me. Yeah, they're my kids. I chose to have them, and that's whether pregnant, whether not, whether surgery, whether going through anything. Yeah, you have to deal with your children, but after having a baby, your hormones are haywire, your body is still in a lot of pain, you've gone through all this traumatic crap. It's just a lot, and it really took a toll on me. So I went on and stopped being afraid, stopped being embarrassed, and I called my doctor like, yo, I'm not myself. I can't eat anything. Like, literally, I love me some Chick-fil-A. Who's going to go to Chick-fil-A and get a 4 count of chicken tenders and you can't even eat 2 of them? 2 of them get you food because you just can't stomach nothing. And then I'm like, on top of not being able to eat anything, then my body started to swell up. Like, my legs were swollen, my feet were swollen, my hands swell up. Like, this is my first wedding ring. And the wedding rings and the wedding band that I have is much bigger than this. And I actually swelled up so bad I had to have them cut off of me. So I had to get my rings fixed. And I'm like, Lord, I need my big pretty rings, which rings don't matter, but still, it did to me. But I'm like, Lord, I done got my rings cut off and I got to get those fixed. I'm swelling up. These are like scars on my hands from where I was just scratching because I was itching so bad. Like, my lips swelled up. I had a knot on my forehead as big as my fist. The back of my neck was swollen. My earlobes were swollen. My eyes. Oh my gosh. I went to the hospital about 3 or 4 times. They could not tell me what was wrong. I'm like, they're prescribing me all these meds and stuff, and I'm taking the meds, and then it's just getting worse. Nobody can tell me what's wrong. Oh, it's a protein deficiency. It's edema. It's this and it's this, and nothing is working. And I'm like, I got protein shakes to boost my protein. All I'm eating is chicken and eggs and stuff, and whatever I can get my hands on. I'm binge eating almonds and nuts and all that type of stuff. Things with protein that are going to help my protein boost up, and protein shakes and all this, and nothing's helping. I'm drinking water. I can't remember the last time I had a Pepsi. And they're like, okay. And then on top of that, I'm still to this day having really bad spinal headaches. And I don't know if you guys have ever been through it, but it's from when you have the spinal tap, when you get the C-section. And it's just a pain that will travel up the back of your neck to the back of your head. And it's just throb. And I'm like, gosh, nothing soothes it. And in the hospital, oh, drink something with some caffeine, lay down flat. It'll get better. No, it don't. At least not for me, it don't. And sometimes when I would stand up, like, I would have to close my eyes because that pain would just the slightest bit of light would just, I couldn't take it. It was bad. Real bad. So, like, I'm like, all of this is going on. I just had this baby. I'm still in so much pain. I'm having to deal with all my children by myself while my husband's at work. I'm feeling like a crappy wife. I'm feeling like a crappy mom. I'm still having these headaches. Now my body's itching all over, and now I'm swelling all over. I'm like, Lord, what else is going to happen to me? What's going on? So I just, from a scale of 0 to 100, I felt like about a 2. Because I'm like, what is going on? I feel so unattractive. Yeah, the weight and stuff is coming off, and I'm going to share with y'all. While pregnant with my son, I got up to 428 pounds. Yes, I was huge. But prior to pregnancy, I was 401. But I was working on getting that weight off. But I got to 428 pounds while I was pregnant with my son. And my last doctor's appointment, I was down to 390. So I'm like, yeah, the weight is coming off now, but I still feel like blah because of this depression. So, like I said previously, I finally went on and called my doctor. Like, yo, I'm crying all the time. I don't want to hurt my baby, but I want to hurt myself. I'm just not feeling like me at all. And like, my husband was seriously getting fed up with me because it was bad. And I'm like trying to talk down on him and make him feel like less than a man because I don't like myself right now, which that's not cool at all. But I really seriously could not help it. I'm like, you're not supporting me the way I want you to support me, or you're not doing this, or you're not doing that. And I just made him feel like what he was trying to do just wasn't enough. Like, he's never experienced anybody being depressed or anybody acting like the way I was acting. So he pretty much didn't know what to do. So me not understanding that he did not understand, it was just like ruining our relationship, like to the point where he would just leave sometimes, or he would sleep in the living room, not want to be around me. I'd be on the side of the bed crying, and he just like would not care to console me, would not care to ask. He would just like walk by me like he ain't see nothing. And that would hurt me even more. So that would make my tears just like, I mean, it sounds harsh, but you also have to I also had to figure out, like, you being harsh to him too. So what do you expect him to do? When he tries to do something, you're just like not appreciative of it, or you're just not reciprocating what he's trying to do. So what do you expect? So I had to realize that, as well as go ahead and call and get the help that I needed. And now I'm not embarrassed to say, yes, I called my doctor. Yes, I was prescribed medication. Yes, I was referred to have therapy. Yes, I was given advice to write down my feelings and everything, and really talk about it. And this is therapeutic for me right now, even making this video to speak out about it, because not a lot of people really talk about it. A lot of people are, like I said, made to feel like they're crazy and they're thrown off. It's all in your head. You're being a drama queen when you really seriously need help. And I just want to be like a voice of reason for somebody to just get the help that you need. Don't be afraid. Don't be ashamed. You're loved. You matter. You're special. You're not alone. You're important. And I just really want to help somebody. Like, get the help. I went through a whole lot. I'm still going through it. Like I said, I'm about 58% from 0 to 100. But a lot of us, which is really not a bad thing, a lot of us are really capable of being, or seeming like we're stronger than we actually are. So, and I always say, I might be busted and disgusted on the inside, but I'm very, very good at masking on the outside and smiling like nothing's happening, but I'm dying on the inside. And I have to stop doing that. Find someone that you trust. Now, I'm not saying go out here and just vent all your business on social media, or vent all your business to somebody that's just going to take your business and run with it and laugh at you or whatever. No. Someone that you really trust and can confide in. Talk to the Lord. Talk to whoever you need to talk to. Don't keep your feelings bottled in, because then you will explode. And that was my problem at first. Because if I could have walked around and seen somebody I ain't like or something, and they want to pop slick, all the frustration I had, I probably would have killed somebody. Ain't nobody got time to be sitting behind bars. Ain't nobody got time for that when you can just go out here and get the help that you actually need. So I'm about to end this video very soon, but I just want to give, I just wanted to give a little, like a little story time, kinda, but just elaborate on my experiences with postpartum depression. And I want to really make a series out of this, like myself going through it, which I am right now, going through it, and then getting better, and what you guys can do also to get better. So, don't let anybody make you feel like you're crazy. Don't be embarrassed. Don't feel like you're inadequate or something's wrong with you. Well, something is wrong, but it's not all in your head. You're not crazy. You're not stupid. Don't let anybody insult you. You just need help. That's it. Depression is sort of like a mental illness. You need help. And like, I would hate to hear or see that someone harm themselves or harm their baby or something because people made them feel like you don't need help. You just need to get over it. You just need to get it together. No. Go out, go call somebody, talk to somebody, get that help that you need. You're not crazy because you need help. You're not stupid or foolish because you need help. If anything, I think you're freaking amazing because you're not afraid to go out here and get the help that you need if you see that there's a problem. You see you're not yourself. So, I just wanted to pretty much encourage somebody. Like, all that I'm going through, I'm still going through it, and it's getting better. Like, the first couple of days, I was probably from 0 to 100, probably like a 2 or 3. Now I'm at 58%. So just imagine how much greater it'll be when I'm at 100%. Because I just want to get back to the me that I was when my husband fell in love with me. I want to get back to the me that I was before I had children, because like it's taking a toll on me. I had postpartum depression after my daughter, but I never got the help that I needed, and this time I did. So like I said, get help, talk to somebody, get a journal, write your feelings out. And I've been writing, I've been venting my feelings. I turn on music, turn my Pandora on blast and play some Travis Green or whatever is going to get me through. And that's been helping. I've been praying more. Pretty much whatever helps. But don't keep your feelings bottled in, and don't allow anybody to make you feel like you're crazy or you shouldn't get the help. Get the help that you need, because this is hard. You're a great mom. You're doing an awesome job. Don't let anybody make you feel like you're not. It's a lot on our bodies. It's a lot on our minds and on our hearts. You're doing a good job, and you're gonna get through it. So, signing off. I will be back with a lot more videos about depression. I will be back with a lot of videos about getting this weight off. I will be back with a lot more videos with a lot more content, because I just want to help somebody. So, I love y'all, and I hope this story has helped somebody. And feel free to comment below if you've ever been through postpartum depression, or you know anybody that has, or if you're going through it right now and you just want some advice on what I did or what I'm doing, or the help you could get or something. Any advice you need, feel free. Please feel free. If you don't have anybody else to talk to, you can talk to me. And I don't care how many of y'all write me. I'm going to respond to you. I'm going to talk to you because I want to help you. Really, I want to help you. I don't want to hear about nothing happening to none of y'all. I don't want to hear about it. So if nobody else will listen, no, I'll listen. So signing off. Love you. Bye-bye.